After Mario and Luigi rise to fame, both in arcade and NES home console, gamers couldn't get enough of the platforming plumbers. Mario had finally established himself as Nintendo official mascot, and thanks progressive technology, fans everywhere would soon be able to see him in more places and more details than ever before. This is the evolution of Super Mario, Part 2. In 1989, a revolutionary handheld game console hit the market, the Game Boy. Nintendo CEO at the time, Hiroshi Yamauchi, wanted an interesting game featuring Mario to promote the new console. So, the task fell to Nintendo R&D 1, a development team headed by the Game Boy inventor, Gunpei Yokoi. Yokoi had previously created the Game & Watch series, and he worked closely with Shigeru Miyamoto. There was even a Super Mario Bros. Version of the Game & Watch, but it was made without Miyamoto influence. It was to be called Super Mario Land, and Game Boy launch title became available in April 1989 in Japan and July 1989 for North America market and September 1990 for Europeans. The side-scrolling platformer is set amidst the four kingdom of Sarasaland, where the skies have turned into dark, and a space antagonist known as Tatanga has mesmerized the people of Sarasaland so that he can control them however he likes. Tatanga also has his eyes on Princess Daisy, who he wishes to make his queen, and you know when a princess is in distress, you know he's going to do everything he can to rescue her and restore peace. With the help of items such as Super Mushroom, a super flower that allow Mario to shoot projectiles, the Superstar, and Heart, which give Mario an extra life. The player must complete 12 levels split across 4 worlds, reaching the higher of 2 exist at each level and activates a mini-game where the player can try to get extra lives. Most reviewers saw Super Mario Land as a smaller, shorter version of 1983 Super Mario Bros. Game, which wasn't a bad thing. As Paul Rand of Computer and Video Magazine said, it was like having an arcade machine in your pocket. And he described the graphics as remarkable for their size. Super Mario Land went on to sell more than 18 million copies, becoming the second best-selling game in 1989, after Tetris. Amazing fact! In 2011, roughly 22 years after its initial Game Boy launch, Super Mario Land was released for the Nintendo 3DS, via Virtual Console as one of its opening games. The 3DS version offered an increased size about 60% zoom, and an optional shades of green color palette to match the monochrome effect of the original Game Boy version. In 1990, it was time for Nintendo to upgrade its home console. Just like Mario, the next machine would adopt the Super title as well, making it Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Fittingly, a new Super Mario game would be released in time for the console debut. In Japan, Super Mario World was originally subtitled Super Mario Bros. 4, and was then re-released as Super Mario Advance 2. Confusing titles aside, the game sees Mario and Luigi returning to the Mushroom World, when they decide to take a vacation with Princess Toadstool to Yoshi Island in Dinosaur Land. However, soon after arriving on Yoshi Island, Princess Peach disappears. While searching for her, Mario or Luigi find a strange egg from a little dragon-like creature hatch. The creature, which is actually a dinosaur, call himself Yoshi, and whams of monstrous turtles who have sealed his friend inside other egg using magic. It appears that Bowser and his minion has returned, and so, the plumber's latest adventure begins. Super Mario World has 2 game screen and overworld map and a level playfield. The overworld map shows several paths leading from the world's entrance to castle, allowing players to take different routes to reach world. Gameplay mechanics are similar to previous titles in the series, but new elements are introduced, such as the ability to float with the aid of special items, and to execute new types of jump like the spin jump. The usual special items are back, but there is a new cape feather that gives Mario or Luigi the ability to fly by way of a cape. Yoshi also serves as a companion whom Mario can ride and use to eat enemies. Super Mario World received critical and commercial acclaim. Nintendo sold over 20 million copies of the game worldwide, making it the best-selling title for the SNES. Amazing fact: a remake of the game called Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World, was released in 2001 and sold 2.5 million copies in the US alone. Game Ranking hold a review score of 94 for Super Mario World. The next Super Mario game to hit store shelves came in 1992, with Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, released for the Game Boy. Its playstyle is more similar to later titles such as Super Mario World, with a map screen that allows the player to complete levels in a non-linear fashion. The event of 6 Golden Coins take place immediately after those of the first Super Mario Land game, and most notable for the debut appearance of Wario. Whilst Mario was away, the first game Wario has taken over Mario Land, and our protagonist must defeat his foe by first beating 6 bosses and obtaining a golden coin from each. He must do this to enter the castle stolen by Wario and reclaim it, freeing Mario Land inhabitants. New power-ups include a spacesuit that allow Mario to jump higher or to propel himself through space, a bubble that allow Mario to fly, and a carrot that transform Mario into Bunny Mario. 1996 was a huge year for Super Mario as the titular character expanded into a third dimension. The right 3D Super Mario was finally here on the Nintendo 64. Series creator Shigeru Miyamoto conceived a 3D Mario design. When designing characters for Super Mario 64, Miyamoto aimed to include more details than the previous games by using the Nintendo 64 power to feature all the emotion of the characters. Super Mario 64 launched in June 1996 in Japan, September 1996 in United States, and March 1997 internationally. Please make sure to subscribe for more video. If you didn't watch part 1, click left to see it. And click the screen on right to watch part 3.